I was like, are you freaking kidding me? Do you have any idea what we have to do out here? All right, people, get ready for this. Motorcycle license in the EU. I was talking to my friend yesterday who's in Colorado. He just bought himself his first bike, a Ninja 600, I think. He was asking me about the bike scene out here. I'm like,
bro, what are you talking about, man?
What bike scene? There's literally nothing out here. It's so sad out there in Colorado and probably every other state as well. There's like such a huge bike scene. He told me he already found multiple Facebook groups that are like, there's one for every day of the week. You can ride with people Monday through Sunday if you wanted to. And I asked him what he's gonna have to do, like how long it takes and how much it costs to get the permit. And out there in Colorado, you can just do a one-day class where theoretical written test and skills test is included, or you can just book your appointments with the DMV directly and do a written test, and the next day you can do your skills test. And if you have to rent a bike, it's going to be a little bit extra in cost, but if you have your own bike already, like, then I think the total only comes out to 300 something. I was like, are you freaking kidding me? Do you have any idea what we have to do out here? All right, people, get ready for this. Motorcycle license in the EU. So if you want to get your basic motorcycle license, it's called an A2. In Luxembourg, you are required to do 6 hours of theoretical training in a classroom. That is if you already have your car driver's license. If you don't have that yet, I think you have to do double. I think you have to do 12 hours in the classroom. And then you have to take an exam, theoretical exam, mostly motorcycle-based questions, of course. Then you have to do 16 hours of riding with an instructor, and then take a practical exam, of course, to prove you know how to ride after those 16 hours. All in all, with the time it takes to set your appointments for the exams, you're looking at probably about 8 to 10 weeks to complete it. And if it's in like mid-season of the summer, like deep into the season, it could be even longer. And all in, you're looking at about $2,000 just for the license, okay? And that doesn't include your gear. You're required to buy your gear ahead of time. You need your helmet, you need gloves, you need a jacket, you need motorcycle pants, you need motorcycle shoes or boots. You're required to have all those things. That's another $1,000, depending on the brands that you buy, of course. And then you don't even have a bike.
What?
But yeah, all in, it's like $2,000 for the license. It is a joke. It is such a joke, dude. It's such a cash grab out here. It's ridiculous. And then on top of that, you got the A2. You're not even allowed to ride whatever you want. You're still limited to a certain amount of horsepower, and you have to stay with that license for 2 years before you can get the unlimited version of the license, which is from the A2, you go up to the A, but you have to wait 2 years in between here in Luxembourg. I don't know if it's like that in other European countries, but that's how it is here in Luxembourg. Then you got to do another certification to get the A. It's not another $2,000. It's definitely cheaper. I don't know how much it is, and it's less hours. You don't have to do any theory as far as I know. But still, come on. I mean, it is so ridiculous, dude. And the thing is, I didn't even get the A2. I got this special category of license that was only introduced a few years ago. It hasn't been around that long, I'm pretty sure. It's called B100. And the reason I got this one is because, for starters, it was 700 euros compared to 2,000. I am limited to only driving max 125cc. I cannot go above that. And I am only allowed to use this license within Luxembourg. I cannot cross the border. And you'd be like, yeah, okay, but whatever, you can use it in a whole country. Yeah, well, you know what, dude? I drive 2 minutes to the west and I'm in Belgium, so I am pretty limited to where I can go. No, but for real though, it's crazy. So there's no theory. I don't have to do any classroom for the B100. I only had to do 7 hours of riding and there was no exam. But it's crazy though. My plan originally was like, just do the B100. And since I'm also American, at some point I'll just go do my license in Colorado next time I visit. And whenever I want to ride a big bike, I'll just rent a bike out there and ride. And then whenever I come back here to Luxembourg, I just have to go back to my 125 and that's all I'll ever be able to ride. That was my original plan, but honestly, it's only been a month of riding this and already I'm just like, oh, this isn't enough. I just need I need something with a little bit more power. So I already want to do the A2. But man, justifying $2,000 for a license is insane. I don't know. To me, that's just crazy. Also, the amount of time it takes just to get the license. I mean, compared to, I'm not saying the US does it right, specifically Colorado with like a one-day thing and then, all right, here's your license, good luck. You know, I'm not saying that's the right way to do it either, but they are so over-exaggerating. And on top of that, we got a other bunch of little like petty rules when it comes to motorcycle riding. Like, for example, here in Luxembourg, you can't have a dark visor, you can't have a mirrored visor. There's rules for everything out here, dude. It's like...
My disappointment is immeasurable.
I don't know, I didn't know all that before I moved here. I was like, sorry, I didn't know it was Nazi Germany out here. No, I'm just kidding.
Stop it. Get some help.
No, I'm being dramatic. No, but for real though, I tell this stuff to my dad. He's like, man, they are just f***ing you guys over out there, aren't they? They're just like taking away every part of your freedom as you possibly can. In Colorado, wait, damn, this wind is strong. Hang on, my eyebrow is itching. Ooh. I'm pretty sure in Colorado, unless they changed it, you're not even required to wear a helmet when riding a motorcycle. Okay, to me that seems a little bit insane, but freedom above all.